So continuing our discussion about custom series type, we've shown here how this pie chart is based on a custom series, and the data in this custom series is returned by an XBasic function. So now let's return to our Northwind example over here, and when we go here to working preview, we see the data here in this chart that is based on information in the sample Northwind SQL database. So when we go back to design mode now, we can see that this dialog has three controls. It has a drop down for country, and the list of choices in the country drop down is based on the list of countries in the customer table in Northwinds. Then top number is just a static drop down with these predefined choices, and then here's our chart control over here. And if we look at the chart definition, we can see it's a donut chart. We've chosen the concave effect over there, and then the data is based on series1.total, and then the category is based on series1.product name. So let's go ahead now and look at the definition of series 1. So going back now to properties and then go over to data series, we can see that series 1 is a custom series, and that the XBasic function that's going to be called to return the data is called getData, and it returns three subseries: country, product name, and total. So let's go now and take a look at this XBasic function. So click over there and now go to the XBasic side, and we can see here we have the XBasic function. And when we look into the XBasic function, we can see that we're doing a complex SQL query that is retrieving the sales data. It's from the Northwinds database. We're joining the product table with the orders table and the customer table that we're grouping by product name and by country, and then we specified a having clause. So this SQL query was built in the query builder, so we could interactively test it, and then once we had the correct query, we then just simply pasted it into this code over here. So let's start at the top now and see what's going on. So obviously the series that is returned by the SQL statement is filtered on the country that's of interest. So when the chart is initially displayed, we're going to use Argentina. So when the chart is initially displayed, we have not yet done a callback. So in that case, there is no data that has been submitted from the dialog. So if we were to go here now and put in a debug 1, when the chart is initially rendered, so you can see here's the chart being initially rendered. So at this point there has been no callback, so we haven't submitted back to the chart the value in that country drop down field. So this is going to be undefined, so we're going to therefore set a default value of Argentina. So we can see now, we see the default value of Argentina. But now when I go here and I choose, say, Germany, this is going to trigger an Ajax callback. And now basically if we look inside the E object that is passed in, we can see that inside request variables, and then V row 1 country is Germany. That's the data that was submitted from that control. So let's pause now and pick this up in the next video.